Namma Metro is steadily becoming the backbone of Bengaluru's public transport. With 3 new lines set to open in the next 2 years, Namma Metro is on its way to becoming a major lifeline for the city. Since the start of 2025, we've seen a range of developments, from new train arrivals and construction milestones to fare changes, route extensions, and future proposals. In this half-year wrap-up, we'll break down the most important updates across all metro lines, whether operational, under construction, or proposed, and take a quick look at what's in store for the remaining year. Let's begin with the operational lines, the purple line and the green line. The purple and green lines form the operational network of Namma Metro. These lines stretch across 76 kilometers in Bengaluru and consist of 68 stations, serving over 8.5 lakh passengers per day. This year, all ridership records were broken. On 4th June, during the RCB victory celebrations, Namma Metro recorded an all-time high, achieving a ridership of 9.6 lakh people on that day. Even on 17th April, Namma Metro's ridership surpassed 9 lakh passengers, highlighting Namma Metro's growing popularity among commuters. However, 2025 was also marked by the fare hike, which has been in effect since 9th February. This was the first fare hike since 2017, by which fares were increased up to 71% on some stretches. Commuters were not satisfied with the fare hike, as they felt that the hike was too steep, untimely, and most importantly, unjustified. Adding to their frustration was the lack of available parking spaces at metro stations. 14 out of 68 metro stations lack designated parking spaces, leaving commuters with limited commute options. BMRCL has thus proposed multi-level parking facilities at some locations, including Majestic and KR Pura metro stations, where these facilities will come up first. On the service front, BMRCL received the first prototype train for the Purple Line from China on 12th January. And when all 21 trains arrive for the Purple and Green lines as a part of this contract, overcrowding is expected to be reduced. At the Whitefield Terminal metro station, where the metro viaduct ends just 14 meters north of the station, the track is being extended by 588 meters so that it can handle more trains and faster turnarounds. On 22nd May, the Karnataka State Cabinet approved the revised cost of Namma Metro's Phase 2. Although it was initially approved at a cost of 26,000 crore rupees, due to an increase in land prices, a 3-kilometer extension of Phase 2, and higher civil construction costs, the revised cost rose to 40,000 crore rupees. This approval was necessary to move ahead with further work. In April, the process of building a pedestrian skywalk at the Banshangri junction was finally initiated, with tenders being called for the same. A circular skywalk has been proposed here, which, if constructed, will be the first of its kind and will connect the Banshangri metro station with the Banshangri TTMC. In the same month, at the Majestic Interchange metro station, BMRCL also floated tenders to hire a consultancy firm for improving signage here. It has been a common experience for passengers, especially first-timers, to get confused while reaching the right platform. After repeatedly being urged by commuters, BMRCL has decided to improve the signage at the station. Also, in May, 10 new self-service ticket vending machines were installed at the Bayyapannahalli metro station on a pilot basis, which allowed passengers to purchase QR code-based paper tickets using digital payment options and skipping queues at the same time. If this initiative becomes a hit, similar ticket machines will be installed at other stations as well. These updates were regarding a few improvements in Namma Metro's service. Now let's have a look at the other set of updates. First mile and last mile connectivity has been a major challenge for Namma Metro. To tackle this issue, BMTC had planned to operate 20 additional feeder bus services to and from major Namma Metro stations in late February. As of 1st May, according to BMTC's official website, metro feeder buses have been running on 60 routes, and over 1 lakh people use the feeder services daily. Also, looking ahead, BMRCL has integrated with the Open Network for Digital Commerce or ONDC, which enables passengers to book tickets through a range of popular mobility apps, including Tamak and Rapido. Commuters will now be able to plan and pay for an auto rickshaw, BMTC bus, or metro ride all in one app, which will be a big step for urban transit integration. BMRCL is not only working towards last mile connectivity and integration, but it is also working to make efficient use of technology and artificial intelligence. In January, BMRCL began using drones and AI to monitor the safety of concrete structures like viaducts and pillars. They will help in the early detection of cracks, degradation, or honeycomb patterns in the concrete, improving long-term safety. Then in May, BMRCL deployed an advanced AI-powered CCTV surveillance system at 6 metro stations, which will allow for continuous monitoring of station areas and their surroundings to enhance situational awareness for metro authorities. The system will ensure a safer commuting environment for passengers. Speaking of revenue, as we know, BMRCL had hiked the metro fares in February. Amid backlash over the fare hike, BMRCL decided to increase its non-fare revenue by focusing on other revenue streams. This will also help BMRCL reduce its dependency on fares. BMRCL had set a target of earning 100 crore rupees per year from non-fare revenue. It planned to increase its non-fare revenue from 7% to 10% of its total fare revenue. They did so in many ways. Firstly, 10 metro trains were wrapped with advertisements. BMRCL plans to earn 25 crore rupees per year through this. These trains received mixed reactions from the public. Some agreed that BMRCL needs to earn every possible rupee that it can get because of the increasing cost due to delays, while others were against this move, stating that trains look like parcel vans. Commercial complexes have also been planned at the Majestic and KR Pura metro stations, which will contain parking spaces, retail outlets, offices, and hotels. Additionally, BMRCL has also planned to launch cargo transport during non-peak hours in March. They've partnered with Blue Dart to provide these urban freight services. Finally, Amul and Nandini kiosks will also be set up in 10 stations. This will not only give commuters quick access to refreshments, but also allow BMRCL to earn non-fare revenue. These are some of the additional revenue streams that BMRCL is exploring. Before concluding this section, let us also discuss some green and aesthetic initiatives launched by BMRCL. In May, BMRCL floated a tender to install dynamic lighting on 160 metro pillars at key locations. The initiative, part of the Brand Bengaluru project, aims to enhance the city's aesthetic appeal and urban experience. BMRCL has also been working towards reducing urban transport's carbon footprint. In February, BMRCL released an environment and sustainability policy, according to which BMRCL will adopt green building practices in the construction of metro infrastructure, which reduce energy consumption, water usage, and waste generation. In April, BMRCL implemented soil-less compost-based gardens in metro medians by collaborating with other companies. It was implemented on a 100-meter stretch as a trial, and following the trial's success, an additional 5 kilometers of metro medians will be used for compost gardening. In the same month, BMRCL also decided to undertake waterproofing work across all metro stations on the purple and green lines. During monsoons, rainwater leakage becomes a huge problem, leading to slippery floors and puddles on the platform and concourse levels. By next year, when waterproofing work is completed, all these issues can be solved. And finally, I'd like to share a heartwarming story. In June, a metro home guard reunited a passenger with her bag containing gold jewelry, cash, and documents within 30 minutes, showcasing the metro's efficient lost and found protocol. Stories like these remind us that behind all the concrete and cables is the people who keep the system moving. Let's now move on to the next set of updates. There are 3 new upcoming lines in Bengaluru: the yellow, pink, and blue lines. These lines will expand our metro network by over 100 kilometers, and they will open within the next 2 years. Let us first talk about the updates of the much-awaited yellow line. The yellow line will connect RV Road in the south with Bommasantra in the southeast. It will be 19 kilometers long and have 16 stations. Though construction was completed long ago, the line hasn't opened due to a train shortage. I've explained a detailed timeline of the rolling stock contract in my April update video. So for those who wish to know why the yellow line trains got delayed, you can watch that video. In short, CRRC was awarded the contract for train supply in December 2019, but the first prototype train arrived from China in February 2024. The remaining trains are being locally manufactured by Titagarh Rail Systems Limited, and as of today, 3 trains have arrived in total. On 9th February, the first train manufactured in Titagarh's facility arrived in Bangalore. This was the second train set in total, as the prototype train had already arrived in 2024. Soon after the arrival, both trains underwent several tests, and on 24th February, these trains were inspected by the Commissioner of Metro Railway Safety. After this, no significant developments took place for the next 2 months. Then on 13th May, the second train set from Titagarh, or the third overall, arrived in Bangalore. With 3 trains now available, hopes of starting yellow line operations soon were reignited. Even BMRCL planned to open the line in May. However, another issue delayed the opening of the line. This time it was an issue with the signaling system of the yellow line, which was hit by a few glitches. Normally, before opening a line, a certification for the train signaling tests is also required. This certification is called an Independent Safety Assessment, or ISA certification. But due to the glitch, they couldn't apply for the required ISA certification. This issue pushed the yellow line's opening to August. This news was not received well by the people. On 5th July, a number of MPs, MLAs, party workers and citizens staged a protest outside BMRCL's headquarters, demanding a definite answer to the question of when the yellow line will open. The opening was delayed from 2021 to 2022, then 2023, 2024, and now from January to August 2025. Protesters warned that if the August deadline is also not met, then they will protest in metro stations. Addressing the gathering, BMRCL Managing Director M. Maheshwar Rao said that they were hopeful of opening the line by 15th August this year, subject to the statutory clearance from the Commissioner of Metro Railway Safety. Thus, as of now, the yellow line will open with 3 trains by the end of next month. Now, the big question is, how will operations be managed with only 3 trains? We have new updates on this. There are 3 options. Option 1 is to open the full line from RV Road to Bommasandra. Option 2 is to open the line from Ragigudda to Bommasandra, as officials fear that the low frequency of yellow line trains may cause overcrowding at RV Road station due to passengers from the green and purple lines. In either case, either all stations will be opened so that trains run at a frequency of 30 minutes, or only 7 stations will be opened so that trains run at a frequency of 20 minutes. If only 7 stations are opened, then they will most likely include RV Road or Ragigudda depending on the option chosen, along with Jayadeva Hospital, Central Silboard, Kudlu Gate, Hosur Road, Infosys Foundation Konnapanna Agrahara and Bommasandra. In this way, every second or third station can be opened. There is also a third option, according to which trains will run at a frequency of 16 to 17 minutes between Central Silboard and Bommasandra, stopping at all stations along the route. BMRCL will assess which option works the best for them and then open the line. Which option do you think is the best? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Regarding the status of trains, it is expected that the 4th train will arrive in August, and then from September, 2 trains will be delivered each month. As of now, the car body shells of the 5th and 6th trains are being assembled, and those trains will be delivered by September. It is expected that by March 2026, all 15 trains will be delivered. These are all the updates for the yellow line. Let us now move on to the pink line updates. The pink line will mainly be an underground line connecting Kalena Agrahara in the south with Nagwara in the north. It will be 21 kilometers long and have 18 stations. All civil work has been completed on the elevated section of the pink line from Kalena Agrahara to Tavrekere. Similarly, all tunneling work has been completed on the underground section of the pink line from Dairy Circle to Nagwara. These are 2 major milestones for the pink line. On the underground section, all tunneling work had been completed in October 2024 itself. Tunneling in Bengaluru has never been easy. In February 2025, BMRCL's chief engineer led media persons to the MG Road underground metro station and explained tunneling challenges. He said that the section between National Military School and Shivaji Nagar had tough rock conditions which forced the engineers to replace 799 cutter discs on this section. He also said that they learned many lessons from Phase 1's tunneling, which helped them in completing the tunneling work earlier than Phase 1. For the underground section, track laying, setting up of tunnel ventilation and air conditioning systems, traction, electrical and mechanical works are pending. Now let us talk about the elevated section. By April, all tracks were laid on this section, and in June, BMRCL began third rail testing. This is the first major test in powering the trains, and it kicks off a series of trials before the line can open. After third rail testing is completed, the next stages include signal system validation, telecommunication trials, and loading tests. All of these technical assessments are expected to take around 4 months. After that, the Commissioner of Metro Railway Safety will be invited to give clearance for starting commercial operations. Regarding the status of trains, BMRCL expects to receive the first prototype train for the Pink Line from BEML by October. As soon as the prototype train is received, testing will begin, and it is expected that 3 trains will be received by December 2025 and a total of 8 to 9 trains by March 2026. Thus, it is expected that by March 2026, the elevated section of the Pink Line will be opened and the entire Pink Line will be commissioned by September 2026. Now let us move on to the Blue Line updates. The Blue Line will be one of the most important lines for Bengaluru, as it will connect Central Siltboard in the south with Kempegowda International Airport in the north, passing through major tech parks along the outer ring road. At 58 kilometers and 29 stations, it will be the longest line in the Namma Metro network. The line is expected to dramatically reduce travel time to the airport, benefiting lakhs of daily commuters in the IT corridor. A critical milestone was achieved in January when BMRCL launched 4 steel girders over the railway track near the ISRO metro station. Since there was no service road, traffic had to be diverted and train services halted to launch the girders. This reminds us of the Purple Line's open web girder launch over a railway track which had caused major delays. It had become a huge bottleneck for the Purple Line and delayed the entire section's opening. So this successful launch has helped the Blue Line avoid a similar delay. Regarding the status of work completion, the Kodi-Bisanahalli to KR-Pura section of the Blue Line is in the most advanced stage of construction, where over 92% of the U-girders have been launched. This is followed by the Siltboard to Kodi-Bisanahalli section, where over 87% of the U-girders have been launched. Thus, the Siltboard to KR-Pura section of the Blue Line, also known as Phase 2A, will open first. BMRCL expects to open the section by September 2026. However, the deadline for Phase 2B from KR-Pura to Kempegowda International Airport has now been pushed to 2027. Thus, by 2027, all the upcoming lines will open and Namma Metro's network will grow to 175 kilometers. While these lines are progressing towards a 2027 opening, let's now turn to what is coming next, the proposed Phase 3 corridors. Namma Metro's Phase 3 has 2 proposed corridors. The orange line will stretch 32 kilometers from JP Nagar 4th Phase to Kempapura along the outer ring road with 22 stations. The second line will run from Hosahalli to Kadbagere along Magadi Road, and it will be 12 kilometers long with 9 stations. Both lines were approved by the central government in August 2024. Officially, land acquisition for these lines started in January. For the orange line, about 1.2 lakh square meters of land have been identified, including 777 private properties. By January, BMRCL had acquired 26,000 square meters between JP Nagar 4th Phase and Mysuru Road. Talking about contract-related updates, geotechnical investigation for these corridors began in September 2024. This investigation will reveal soil and rock details, guiding engineers on foundation design and pillar placement. Then, between January and March 2025, BMRCL awarded the detailed design consultant and electrification consultant contracts to a firm called Sistra MVA Consulting. Under these contracts, Sistra will design all civil, architectural, electrical and mechanical works. It will also design all traction and auxiliary substations, power cables and the 750 volt DC third rail system. These were some of the contract related updates. Now, as we know, it has been proposed to construct double-decker flyovers along the entire Phase 3 network. In my previous video, titled Why Bengaluru's Namma Metro May Be Going the Wrong Way, I had explained how this proposal has delayed the lines because it did not receive approval. Finally, in late May, BMRCL's Board of Directors approved the construction of double-decker flyovers along these lines. Also, the state government had promised funding for the additional cost to be borne for the double-decker flyovers. This paves the way for funding from the Japan International Cooperation Agency or JICA, and BMRCL plans to float civil work tenders in October. The target for opening the Phase 3 lines has been set as 2029. So even if there is some slight delay, we should expect the lines to open by 2030. Let us now move to the updates regarding the Red Line. The proposed Red Line of Namma Metro will run for 37 kilometers between Sarjapur in the southeast and Hebbal in the north with 28 stations. This line will be crucial for Bengaluru as it would connect core city areas in the central business district with Sarjapur using a mix of elevated and underground tracks. The line will mainly be underground between Koramangala and Veterinary College, and the remaining sections will be elevated. The long underground stretch drives up the cost to 28,405 crore rupees, or about 767 crore rupees per kilometer, making it one of India's most expensive metros. Although the Karnataka government approved the high cost of 28,405 crore rupees in December 2024, the union government has sought the cost justification for it. To give some context, metro systems typically cost between 300 crore rupees and 500 crore rupees per kilometer. Currently, the central government has directed the Karnataka state government to scrutinize the high cost by an expert agency. Once the state government takes the necessary actions, the centre will consider it for approval. Once approval is received from the central government, civil construction can begin on the line. Though a clear opening date cannot be stated, assuming that approval for the line is received by mid-2026, we can expect this line to open by 2031 or 2032. This corridor is also a part of Phase 3 called Phase 3A. Beyond Phases 3 and 3A, Metro Rail to Tumkuru, a circular railway, and even RRTS are in the pipeline. If you want a full deep dive into these proposals, let me know in the comments. Before ending this video, let's quickly revise the expected timeline for the upcoming Namma Metro lines. The yellow line is finally set to open by August 2025 after years of delays. The pink line's elevated section is likely to open by March 2026 and the full line by September 2026. The blue line's Phase 2A from Silbor to Kiarpura is targeted for September 2026, while the airport section is likely to be completed by early 2027. The Phase 3 corridors, which include the Orange and Magadhi road lines, have a target of 2029, though they may open closer to 2030 due to delays in tendering. The red line connecting Sarjapur and Hebbal may open by 2031 or 2032, subject to the centre's approval. If these timelines are met, the benefits of metro connectivity will reach lakhs of new commuters. In just 6 months, we witnessed several significant steps forward for Namma Metro. From new train testing and electrification progress to better integration, safety and non-fare revenue initiatives. Despite delays and some setbacks, the broader picture is one of steady and determined growth. The next 2 years will be crucial. With the yellow line expected to open by August 2025, followed by the pink line in 2026 and blue line by 2027, Bangalore Metro's network will expand to over 175 kilometers, making Namma Metro Bengaluru's lifeline. If you found this video useful, please like, share and subscribe for more such detailed updates, and please share your valuable thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you very much.